Hello and welcome to... Well, this is the wrong book. There we go. Editing with my wife. Now with more magic. I'm the host, the Hooded Philosopher. And I'm here with my wife, Cheesy Loops. What kind of podcast are we doing, Cheesy Loops? I seem to have forgotten.
We're making a podcast about how sisters can kick doppelganger booty.
Heck yeah, let's kick some doppelganger booty. Speaking of which, what happened in the last episode?
Well, in chapter 11, the last good days, the three children revealed some hard truths with the help of some brown sugar marshmallow mushrooms. Renner gets a little bit of a clue into what the plan is.
Zig explains some things and it doesn't really help.
A whole lot of gibberish. And when they have the last family get together.
Around that wonderful little tree filled with fruit and veggies.
In chapter 12, a plan is set into motion. They find out about HQ, and Zig helps them navigate it and
learn how to use it.
While looking for the Zig tree, because that's one thing they need to find, Robert learns of his impending doom.
Which is that no matter what happens, once this event is resolved that Zig is here for, he won't make it out of it.
Mm-hmm.
The teams are then formed.
Yes.
Izzy and Renner, Izzy and Hannah going to go kick some butt.
Some booty.
They go down to Infra Earth, and Otto was able to make a portal from Infra Earth into Renner's bladder. Worked great.
Without Renner.
There.
Mm-hmm.
These children are getting really powerful.
Exercising that muscle.
Where's my... Weird.
You okay there, bro?
There it is. I'm on the eraser still.
Oh. No erasing.
What is this? This is chapter 13, not exclamation point hashtag. Chapter 13. Too many mothers.
Chapter 13 is Too Many Mothers.
That was come up right on the spot. So after I read this chapter, if you think it's an apt name, comment below. Alright.
How many moms? Too many moms.
Way too many.
Alright.
I know what I'm doing wrong. If I hit enter, it does the... I was being stupid. Typical Hooded Philosopher, no nonsense. That doesn't do any good.
Alright.
Excitedly.
Chapter 13, Too Many Mothers. We don't have it typed there.
I just write that there. I guess Too Many Moms might be funnier.
Too many moms. Moans? Moans?
Too many moans.
That should be T-O-O.
There's lots of... I'm not very good at this typing thing. I don't know if you've noticed. Lots of clackies going on when they don't need to.
Clickety clacks.
Alright.
Alright, ready for me to read? Sorry. When you walk out, take a left. Then just 2 doors down, Katie said excitedly. They walked inconspicuously aside from Izzy's giant sword. It was a foggy night and visibility was low, which worked in their favor until they got to the building. Dead air. Tag, you're it.
Looks like there are 3 entrances. One on the 2nd floor and the north and south by the loading bay.
Renner offered. The cat is on the 2nd floor balcony, and 2 of the humanoids are standing near the plant. The other seems to be resting in the floor of the loading bay, Katie added.
Looks like there are some windows looking into the loading bay. I got eyes on 2 people. Looks like they're just talking.
Otto said, huffing slightly.
Otto, where did you go?
Renner asked, slightly annoyed.
I'm staying back, just offering a view from one of the other building's roofs. Wait, I can see something in the window. Steer clear of the window on the south side.
Otto warned. The ladies ran quietly to the north side. Izzy peered carefully through a nearby window. On the other side of the window was an 8-foot tall flower, vines growing all over the stem. The petals were deep purple, deeply pitted, and formed an X. The leaves growing out of the stem supported them. Growing out of the bottom of the X was a large sac with ornate design, the face of a military official appearing upside down around the bottom. Behind the growing canopy is a stem like
a tree trunk.
Like a tree trunk with 3 large leaves at various heights. 2 men that looked like soldiers were standing around chatting in a foreign language. Izzy walked back to let Hannah have a look. She came back with the same idea. I'll lead them away, and you go cut the sacks open until you find Mom. Hannah withdrew what was left of her living metal and used it as a distraction. She made it take the shape of a running child and had it running around trying to giggle, but it came out like 2 thick pieces of metal scraping up against each other. The men took off towards the sound just as the metal took off, staying just enough ahead that they couldn't quite make out what the kid really was. Izzy leapt into action. She lifted the sword and ran in the door the soldiers left through. She ran as fast as she could towards the nearest sack. Then with the swing of the blade, split the stem and the 3 sacks in one swing, revealing her mother's slimy body and 2 military officials. Izzy had to rip out some vines growing down her throat.
Her mother's throat. At least that was confusing.
She picked up her mom and began walking to the door. She heard a feminine voice say, "Help me." Izzy looked around frantically for the voice until she saw a trap door. "You're noisy."
Sorry.
She whispered to the team, I hear a voice. I'm going to a trap door."
Wait!
Renner's voice shouted in their heads.
"Something's happening to Mom. Hurry back!"
Renner said. Izzy already threw the trap door and closed it behind her. There was no light, so she pulled out her phone. The ambient ambulant. I saw too many ambulances today.
It's snowing out here where we are.
Ambient light causing some movement in the dark. As the light came up, Izzy saw her mother. "Izzy," the woman said, her voice hoarse. "How did you get in here? Hurry, get me out." She was pointing at the lock on the door. Izzy put down her other mother and asked, "How do I know you're not a clone?" pointing at the body. "That's not your mother. She's the mother of 2 twin boys. I'm the one that raised you. Get me out, and I'll help you carry her out of here," she urged. Izzy said nothing as she swung the blade, breaking the lock and freeing her mother. She grabbed the other side of the unconscious Leslie and reached to open the trap door. It was locked. "Hannah, help! Hannah, help me! I'm locked in here." There was some loud banging and some foreign curses and some shots. The conscious Leslie began banging on the door. "Hannah, baby, no, not her." Then the trap door opened. Only the conscious Leslie was surprised to see Hannah alive on the other side. "Let's go."
The unconscious one wasn't.
I know. Wait, too far.
Oh, did I go
too far? Too far. "Let's go,"
sorry.
Hannah said, upset about having to cripple these poor soldiers. As they walked back to the portal, the unconscious slimy Leslie came to awareness. She whispered to Izzy, "The clone is on Zig." Off in the distance, they saw Robert and Renner come bolting out of the portal, screaming, "Run!" They all took off after them. Looking behind them, they saw a massive bloody horror come barreling through. Hannah thought quick and threw up a massive wall of her living metal. The creature rammed it, leaving a dent. She wrapped the rest of it around the monster and shouted for them to run back to the portal. Izzy was already at Otto's portal, waving them all in. She shouted, "I can't winch you until you let go." Hannah began walking around it. She was using a tremendous amount of strength. It failed her. The metal quickly returned to Hannah. The monster took a deadly swing, landing right on Hannah's chest, sending her flying the way humans shouldn't. With everyone else in the portal, Izzy winched her sister as she was flying through the air. Otto closed the portal. Hannah collapsed to the floor of Renner's bladder. Family all around her, voicing their concerns.
"What the hell was that?"
Otto asked Renner.
"That was Leslie."
Robert.
Or rather, a clone of Leslie.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Infrazig must have put a failsafe in the clones that made them mutate rapidly.
Zig said apologetically.
How did he get to our mom, too?
Renner asked. Zig looked at the floor.
He may still have access to Infrazig. Our capability to move into that realm is complicated and time-consuming. We've been at it for months now, but with your help, we can prevent him from accessing his ship.
He looked at Robert.
I'll need you to take your sons to the other side and perform a series of tasks.
Robert nodded.
What's the danger on the other side?
He said as he walked towards his sons.
Your children are already aware of the threat. It is the event. It seems Infrazig disabled security around the stump. Troon will not interfere because he sees them as friendly, but he will not attack because he sees you as friendly as well. The event are loose on Infrazig. The room is new, so it's not a different line. It's still Zig.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's written as a different line. The event are loose on Infrazig. This room is loose. This room is new, so they are unaware of it. Take advantage and get prepared. Zig said as Izzy. Oh, this is not what I'm supposed to say.
That's okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Zig said as Izzy handed Robert and Renner the tracer pill. Be careful, the event are dangerous, she warned. She stuck a pill into the fruit that Bunker liked the best and gave it to her. Renner called her over, saying,
Sorry. Last time we faced them, she saved our lives.
He petted Bunker, who sent out an instinct to fight. Zig walked to the wall of the left of the screen. To the left of the screen. There are 4 lights. He pressed on the first one. This will lead the way. Follow the Infrazig mist to the main control panel and remove it. Behind this panel is a series of vines. He pushed the next light. This will highlight them. Keep your awareness about you. He pushed the next light. A small device appeared on the table. Place this on the vines and then get away. He pushed the last button. Several small bottles labeled curative. Bottle labeled curative. Okay. He put them all into a black bag that had food and drink and the assault rifle hanging off of it. He handed it to Otto, who swung it over his shoulders. Then Renner put his hand on Otto for him to open the portal. The boys walked into the portal.
That's a lot of portal.
That's a lot of portals.
But now I'm thinking with portals.
Too many? Is the next chapter too many portals? Alright. So there's a couple things in here that I feel like.
Alright.
When you walk out, take a left, comma, and then just 2 doors down.
And this is just following from the previous chapter where they had just stepped out and gotten to the street.
They walk inconspicuously aside from Izzy's giant sword. I cannot read today. I haven't been able to read once on this thing. It was a foggy night and visibility was low, which worked in their favor until they got to the building. Looks like there were 3 entrances. Some commas in this sentence need to be put in.
Alright.
Hooded stepped away to make a drink. So Hooded. Get me my commas!
So they walked away conspicuously.
No, so...
Aside from Izzy's giant sword.
Yes, up a sentence. When you walk out, take a left, comma, then just 2 doors down. And then it looks like there's 3 entrances. One on the 2nd floor, comma, and the north and south by the loading bay. And the north and south by the loading bay, yeah. That's not too many ends. The cat... Oh, we never talked about this cat in this chapter.
It doesn't come up in this chapter.
Oh, okay. The cat is on the 2nd floor balcony. And
Just so the person can know ahead of time, that cat is important. It's not just a random cat. But then again, if you read any of this story, you'd realize that nothing I say is random. I try not to put filler in it. There's nothing in here that's just space taking up. It's like concentrated story.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not necessarily the best, and not everyone likes it, but whatever. I'm just having fun.
Mm-hmm. 2 of the humanoids are standing by the plant. The other seems to be resting in the floor of the loading bay. That's a funny line. Is that the girl's mom?
Yeah, that's the one that she finds in the trapdoor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The other seems to be resting in the floor of the loading bay. It seems like such a weird statement, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to say, Trying to think of how she added it, saying something. She said this, and the way she said it was confused. Isn't the right word at the end? It's not confusion at the end, right?
Unsure.
Yes, that's what it is.
Unsure.
There we go. There's a comma there.
And then a period.
Yes. Unsure.
And technically, I just want to say this. I don't think I caught this soon enough. Anywhere where, like, the quote doesn't end at the... It's not ending at the sentence. So, like, by the loading bay, comma, Renner offered, period. Yeah, exactly. Because the sentence doesn't end at just the quote. The sentence ends when you finished off, Renner offered. Do you see that?
Well,
But that's something we can do later.
I never realized that. In all honesty, I see what you're saying now, but yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. It looks like there are some windows looking on into the loading bay. I got eyes on the two people. They're just talking. Otto said, huffing slightly. Now, is he with the girls right here, or did he go, like, to another building?
So there was 3 buildings down.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the second.
Okay, so
climbed up the roof.
so he's being the eyes.
And he's got some
He's being the physical
binoculars
eyes.
maybe, or some scope on his rifle now that would help him see. Yeah.
The ladies ran quietly to the north side. Izzy peered carefully through the nearby window. On the other side of the window was an 8-foot-tall flower.
This is a lot of words.
This is a lot of words. And I think this is where I had the most issues.
It's hard to just describe because I'm not describing something that
We've seen
looks
before.
like anything. Yeah.
Vines growing all over the stem. The petals were deep purple.
It's the point. It's actually funny because this is where I have to use descriptors, where I have to add something to help people understand, and that adding is going to make this sentence considerably more complicated, unless I break it into several different sentences.
No, this
which
is
I
fine.
didn't
I just want to make sure everything makes sense and I can picture
Okay,
this.
so on the other side of the window was an 8-foot-tall flower, vines growing all over the stem. The petals were deep purple, deeply pitted, and they formed an X. Does that make sense?
The petals formed an X?
It's not 2 petals. It's a petal going up and to the right, up and to the left, down to the right, down to the left. It's just a very simple flower.
It's kind of like it's like a 4-leaf clover, but it's a single petal. Okay. The leaves growing out of the stem supported them. Growing out of the bottom of the X was a large sac. So that's like the cap. The petal is a cap almost. X. Okay.
Actually, it's you put it in the petal, and then the petal moves it and stores it into a sack. That's what she cuts into the later. She cuts into this sack that had they also saw the military official's face in a sack. You put it through this deeply pitted petal, and then it like transfers it into the sack.
Yeah.
And there's 3 sacks up where these various leaves are coming out of the stem to kind of hold them up. Yeah.
Okay. Growing out of the bottom of the X was a large sack with an ornate design. Period. The face of a military official appearing upside down around the bottom. Upside down, comma, around the bottom. Behind the growing copy is a stem-like tree trunk with 3 large leaves at various heights. 2 men look like soldiers were standing around chatting in a foreign language. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you put them in the leaf, so I might have this confused. You put them in the leaf, I didn't think this through very well. Something's telling me that it breaks down the body and moves it to a different location, cell by cell.
You're changing up the whole idea of this pitcher plant?
Trying to figure out how to make it make sense.
What do you mean make it make sense?
What I'm writing here.
How does it...
So you put the body in the leaf, in the feather, it's not the right word. Petal.
In the petal.
You put the body in the petal, and then it forms a copy in a sac from a nearby, or from the stem itself, off the stem itself. And you put it in. So in the flower is the real person. In the sac is the clone. And she cuts a sac open to get her mom out. When I should say she cut open the stem in petals. Or maybe I did. Let's get ahead of ourselves here.
No, I think you say she cuts it.
Sax swing reveal, yeah. No, I did say sax. It should be or I should say pedal sax, right? As opposed to the sax where the clones are growing.
I see. Okay. So inside basically the pitcher plant of this plant is where the clone comes out of, but it's like the flower petal sucks them in and swallows them whole, and they're in the stem.
The flower, they're in the flower petal. There's 4 flower petals. They have these big sacs behind them. And the person's kind of laying in them. So there's one this way, one going this way, one going this way, and they're just kind of laying in them. And then, how do I say this? Their body is just in there, and it's like in a deep pitted petal. And then there's a sac growing off of the stem where it's like they've taken all that information and copied it and made a copy.
So she doesn't have to cut open a sac to get her mom out.
Well, she has to cut open the sac of the petal, not the sac that is growing the clone. It's an important distinction, though.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and continue with Izzy walked back to Hannah.
Izzy walked back to let Hannah have a look. She came back with the same idea.
Izzy saw what was going on in there, and she's like, I have an idea. And then Hannah saw, and she came back with that same idea.
So, kind of incommunicatively, the girls decided that Hannah was the distraction, Izzy was. Which makes sense, because Izzy has the sword.
Yeah, it all makes sense, and they're all like, oh, of course, this is the right idea.
I'll lead the way. I'll lead them away, and you go cut the sacks open until you find Mom.
They're clones. They're not clones, they're twins, so they have a deeper connection than that.
She, and use it as a distraction. He can't put the cup there. She made it take the shape of a running child, and had it running around trying to giggle. But it came out like 2 thick pieces of metal scraping up against one another, which I think is funny. I can't see behind my laptop. Eee. The men took off towards the sound just as the metal took off, staying just enough ahead they couldn't quite make out what the kid really was. I don't really see any issues there. That seems pretty straightforward.
It's the next one. Izzy's doing is a little more complicated.
Yeah, Izzy leapt into action. She lifted the sword and ran in the door the soldiers left through. She ran as fast as she could towards the nearest sack. Then with the swing of the blade, it split the stem and the 3 petal sacs in one swing, revealing her mother's slimy body. Now here's the kicker. How does she know she's not going to cut somebody? She's just going ham?
I would think that you would know where a body would be.
Okay. So you're thinking this thing looks like boa constrictor, where you can see kind of a shape that's abnormal to what this should look like. Okay.
And the petals kind of droop a little bit, so there's these obvious bottoms, so you just cut it.
Okay. Revealing her mother's slimy body and 2 military officials. Izzy had to rip out some vines growing down her mother's throat. There
it is.
Thank you. Izzy. Okay, get rid of Izzy and just say she picked up her mom. Because you have Izzy had to rip out, and then Izzy picked up her mom.
Yep. She picked up her mom and began walking to the door.
She heard a feminine voice say, "Help me." Izzy looked around frantically for the voice until she saw a trap door. She whispered to the team, "I hear a voice. I'm going into a trap door."
Wait! Renner's voice shouted in their heads. Something's happening to Mom. So it's happening now.
It's almost like the pitcher plant.
She's getting sick and something bad's happening. Yeah, like it knew.
Yeah.
Like when she cut it open, that was the trigger that Zig had set into place. Which he gets into later.
So it seems like all the clones that was attached to this specific DuPont just kind of went haywire.
Yeah, probably. All three. The two other ones as well as him, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except for one of them was growing, too, so he's probably not out yet.
I see. Wait. Renner's voice shouted in their head, something's happening to Mom. Hurry back. Okay, get rid of Renner said.
Sorry, I lost my...
That's okay. Couple lines down from pedal sax.
Right here.
Yeah. Yeah, so get rid of... Nope. Up. Right there. Get rid of Renner said. Izzy was already through the trapdoor and closed it behind her. There was no light, so she pulled out her phone, the ambient light causing some movement in the dark. Get rid of the word them in there. In the dark. And then put a comma after dark. As the light came up, Izzy saw her mother. Izzy, the woman said, her voice hoarse. How did you get in here? Hurry, get me out. Okay, so why... This is the curiosity that I have. Why would Izzy believe this other person to be her mom and let her free?
Because Renner said something's happening to Mom and had a gut instinct about it.
There was a gut instinct about it.
Because Renner said something's happening to Mom right after she cut the pedal sack open.
Okay.
And there's another woman down there. What's going on? Let's get this situation resolved.
Mm-hmm.
I got Hannah right upstairs. We'll be fine either way.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst? They're going to take the clone of Zig away from the plant? None of this makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it must be something's going on. Something's up. And she
Okay.
just has that gut instinct and jumps on it.
That's not your mother. She's the mother of 2 twin boys. How does the mom know this?
Zig. Red Zig.
Red Zig told her that she's the mom.
How did he get her over there?
Okay.
I mean, he's probably been talking to her for a while, trying to get intel.
I'm the one that raised you. Get me out and I'll help you carry her out of here, she urged.
Now, I could put in here something more specific.
How'd you mean?
I could have her say Little Dragon.
I don't think so because the clones would know that too.
That's not the point.
What's the point?
It connect because it connects back to the real father saying it. You know, it's like a part of the narrative of the story is. I'm not saying this right. I don't know. What were we talking about?
And that seems like a pet name that Dad would say, not Mom.
It's Izzy.
Uh-huh.
Izzy's a little dragon. She spits fire. She's fierce. She's aggressive.
It still feels like something a dad would do, not a mom.
Because it's probably more like she would say, my angel, to Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, where are we at? She said nothing as she swung the blade, breaking the lock and freeing her mother.
Angle.
Anil.
There we go. What was that?
That was my stuff.
Oh, good.
All over the floor. Don't move.
Oh. 1 moment, please. So.
Alright.
Yes, I think it's a good joke. Hannah, help me! I'm locked in here. There was a loud banging and some foreign curses
And some
shots.
Some shots.
The conscious Leslie was banging on the door. Hannah, my angel! No, not her. When the trap door opened, only the conscious Leslie was surprised to see Hannah alive on the other side.
Yeah, because the unconscious Leslie is unconscious.
She's not going to be surprised because she's unconscious.
And Izzy knows.
And Izzy knows, yeah. She's not worried about it.
Hannah's bad. Bad to the bone.
She is going to... I think that there would be a fun story to write, like a Doctor Who style with her. But not necessarily time-oriented, but rather like her going from weird planet to weird alien race, trying to help and work with Zig and stuff.
I see.
Anyway. Yeah, I just think Hannah's a great character.
Hannah is a good character.
And Zig is too. and they just would work really great together. Anyway,
let's go, Hannah said, upset about having to cripple these poor soldiers. As they walked back to the portal, the unconscious slimy Leslie came back in awareness. She whispered to Izzy, "The clone is on Zig." Right here.
And she knows that because everything the clone does, the person in the sack sees. And knows.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just can't do anything about it.
That's... Oh.
It's a sapient plant.
That's torture.
It is, yeah. They're unconscious and unable to do anything about it unless they get severed from the plant and they go back to themselves. But even then, they're now just trapped in the plant.
Yeah, but even worse.
Or unconscious, maybe.
What did she have to watch herself do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it wasn't her, Robert. But it was her, Robert. Off in the distance, they saw Robert and Renner come bolting out of the portal. Not came bolting. That big paragraph right there.
Yeah, I know. Off in the distance. Yeah, this one's actually poorly written.
Yeah, this one's the big one.
Came bolting.
Come.
They saw Robert.
Off in the boat. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Run! They took off after them. Looking behind them, they saw...
What is this? What did I do? What is this? What is this? That's nothing.
The girls took off running after them.
Oh, okay. Okay. I should write that then.
Mm-hmm. The girly. The girly.
Oh, I could change this. I should actually say sprinted after them. Or sprinted toward them. There you go. That's much better. There you go. Toward them. The girls both sprinted toward them. I can't say all because there's only two of them.
There's four ladies.
Never mind.
There are four ladies.
I should write ladies.
Ladies all sprinted towards them.
Towards the boys running.
Yeah, looking behind the boys, they all saw it. So instead of looking behind them, say behind the boys.
Good catch. Yes.
No. You're.
What?
Put the Y back. Looking behind the
boys.
boys.
Them. I see.
The boys.
The gentlemen. The men? Yeah, the men. Because the dad's there too.
Okay. Comma. They all saw it. Comma.
Whoa,
Oh! A massive bloody horror came barreling through. Hannah thought quick and threw up a massive wall of her living metal. The creature rammed it, leaving a dent. She wrapped the rest of it around the monster and shouted for them to run back toward the portal. Izzy was already at Otto's portal, waving them all in. She shouted, quotes, "I can't winch you until you let it go."
That should actually be in the launch.
Hey, stop.
Oh, I saw.
Too far!
It's too far.
Hannah began walking around it. She was using a tremendous amount of strength. It failed her. The metal quickly returned to Hannah. There should be a break there of some sort. A period, a comma.
Oh, that's a sentence. You're right. Yeah.
It failed her. Either that or a comma before it. The metal quickly returned to Hannah.
I like that. Nothing else. Oh.
Metal quickly returned to Hannah. Metal quickly slinked back to Hannah. I feel like slinked is not quite the right word. Because slinked does not denote quick.
Slipped?
Quickly slipped back into Hannah's veins. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
Slink means.
I was trying to bring out that it lost the fight and it's running away and that with that word.
Run! Okay. The monster looked...
Retreated back into Hannah's veins.
Yeah, quickly.
That's what I was trying to get across.
Quickly retreated.
That's much better. Okay.
Back into Hannah's veins. The monster took a deadly swing, comma, landing right on Hannah's chest.
No, that's one sentence.
Yes.
The monster took a deadly swing, landing right on Hannah's chest, comma. That's where you put the comma,
Okay.
sending
Okay.
it flying the way humans shouldn't. Sending her flying comma the way humans shouldn't, which is a fun line.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, depending on who's looking at the line.
So this wenching here.
With everyone else in the portal.
In the portal, Izzy winched her sister.
As she was flying
through the air. So she didn't matter which way she was going, Izzy could catch her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Yes.
But she's not doing good.
Otto closed the portal. Hannah collapsed to the floor of Renner's bladder.
So let me ask you this.
Yo.
And if you got, I would love to hear a comment about this. All I said that this creature looked like was what? Massive bloody horror.
A massive bloody horror.
I did say massive, yes.
Yes.
What do you see?
I see, like, just a bunch of, like, skin. Just, like...
Bubbled out?
Like, okay, what's
or
that?
Like muscled out?
What's that one show with the lady was an actress and now she can, like, be blobby? With, what's his face? Shoot. He's a robot
Actress
now.
Can be blobby, and there's a robot now. I don't know what's going on.
And
Cheesy, you completely lost me.
It's a Marvel or something. No, or is it DC?
I have no clue.
The town that's conscious.
Most towns are conscious.
No. Like the town itself, like communicates with the buildings.
I don't.
You do know.
Is this a movie?
No, it's a TV show.
TV shows.
Brendan Fraser. Robot. Brendan Fraser is a robot.
I thought you told me you didn't watch that.
I did watch some of it. I didn't watch all of it.
That was crazy.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay, now you understand the actress lady.
I don't believe that was either Marvel or DC.
I think it was DC because
Dark
it has.
Horse.
No, I think it's DC because it has Teen Titans Cyborg in it.
Oh, it does.
It's
on Hulu, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah,
because
they usually have that.
Anyway, you know that blob lady? And how she gets big and blobby?
No, I actually have no clue what you're talking. I can't remember it very well. I just remember Brendan Fraser's character. I didn't remember there was a cyborg in it. I remember I also remember Mr. Nobody played by Alan Tudyk because that was incredible.
Mr. Nobody by Alan Tudyk. Anyway, she's this she tries really hard to keep her cohesion together, but she kind of blobs out.
Probably should look that up and at least give it a shout out if we're gonna call it good.
Blob lady. Don't show it on that one. Don't show it on that one. There's Hooded's channel.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I just didn't have another window.
These guys are going to know what I'm talking about. They know, and I just don't know her name. I'm bad with that part.
I forgot that there was a lady. I recognize the stretchy lady concept. I just can't remember.
Hooded can't find anything.
I'm going to Brendan Fraser's IMDb because I can't remember any other way of looking this up. I mean, what am I going to type the stuff you said? Like half vague stuff?
Brendan Fraser as a robot.
Yeah, well, my internet's slow, so that's probably because I'm downloading something or uploading videos and stuff. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's finally loaded. Let's see if I can find the information we're looking for. Probably not. Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol. That's what it was.
Okay. Okay, but in there's this lady who's blobby, and I just see her full blob. So she's just big blobby mess.
Oh, so you're saying it's like she was just full of blood. She just filled up with blood.
No, it's all skin. It's all blobby skin. It grew too much. The clone part of the aspect's overgrown. So,
yeah. That was kind of the idea. I think I was going
there's rips and tears because of the.
It's everyone's vision of that sentence. That little concept, that idea. A massive bloody horror is going to look completely different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but because it grew so fast, there's rips and tears in the skin, and that's where the bloody comes from. That's my head. All right.
But that's a good question. Please, in the comments, massive bloody horror. Tell me what you saw, if you're listening.
What the hell was that? Otto asked Renner. That was Leslie, Robert explained. Or rather, the clone of Leslie. Infra must have put a failsafe in the clones that made them mutate rapidly. See, that's what added to it. The mutate rapidly. Definitely. Scroll.
Ooh. How did he get to Armom too?
Zig looked at the floor. I'm afraid you need quotes there. Before I'm afraid. You may still have access to Infra, Zig. Our capability to move into that realm is complicated and time-consuming. We've been at it for months now, but with your help, we can prevent him from accessing his ship. Now, I understand, like, we have been... It's Zig's side. Not Infra Zig's side. After the Earth has split.
And that's every other kind of dimension of Zig there is.
Yeah, it seems
that's what the we is.
Yeah.
Which is also, like, everything on the ship.
Yeah. He refers to himself as the third person, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, like a queen. But he's just really speaking for everything that the ship is.
Yes.
It's more like the ship has a massive computer in the center.
Yeah.
Storing a whole bunch of consciousnesses inside of it.
Okay. So that's what I get from that. But with your help, what is the danger on the other side? He said as he walks towards his sons. Your children are already aware of the threat. It is the event. Calm after threat. Seems as if Infra Zig disable security around the stump. Troon will not interfere because he sees them as friendly. And will not attack you because he sees you as friendly as well.
Where is that?
At the end of that sentence you're editing. Yo. Clack, 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 clack. He over here at the gaggle of latte.
He looked over at the gaggle of ladies surrounding him.
Henne. Period. And then quotes on the T. The event are loose now on Infra Zig. This room is new, so they are unaware of it. Take advantage of it and get prepared. Zig said as he handed Robert and Renner the tracer pill. Did she, like, puke up the tracer pill?
Who?
Izzy.
Why?
Didn't they swallow it?
There was other ones in the bowl. She just grabbed a couple. So she just grabbed more off the table.
Isn't she attending to Hannah?
I think by this point she turned around and came back. It was a gaggle of ladies. And there was, like, 2 Leslies and an Izzy.
2 Leslies and an Izzy. Yeah. After 3 and 4 Leslies.
So, what's the problem here?
It's weird that Izzy handed them it instead of, like, Otto. It would make more sense for Otto since Izzy's kind of trying to help Hannah.
Last time we faced them, she saved our lives. He.
Be careful, the event are dangerous, he warned. She stuck a pill into the fruit.
Oh, oops. I hadn't finished that.
Yeah. So Otto, stuck a pill into the fruit that Brunker liked the best. Because right now it seems like Zig is saying this. Do you hear? Oh. Wah! Wonker.
Wonker.
Wonker. Okay, so Zig said as Otto handed Robert and Renner the tracer pill. Be careful, the event are dangerous. Who is he? Otto or Zig? That's your 2 choices. I would say Otto.
No, it'd have to be Zig, because why would Renner say be careful, the event are dangerous? Or...
It's Otto talking to his dad. And he's putting the pill in Bunker's food. Or... he stuck a pill into the fruit. Okay. So you just get rid of...
Get rid of him saying it.
Yeah.
He's saying he's putting a pill in the...
I mean, because it already says what's the
kind
danger
of felt
on
a
the
little
other
bit
side.
like filler myself. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I was seeing was the filler.
And Robert already asked, what's the danger on the other side?
Yeah.
And he's telling him the event.
Well...
Yeah. This...
Yeah.
Yeah. So that you didn't need that. Renner called her
He
over.
tells them in the next chapter, too, and it's a kind of a funny scene.
Yeah. Renner called her over saying, last time we faced them, she saved our lives. He petted Bunker, who set out an instinct to fight. She's getting ready.
She's getting ready.
Except for this time, she's not going to have the same thing she had last time.
Yeah.
Metal teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comes up.
Oh. Zig walked to the wall to the left of the screen.
But she does have her speed. And that's what they're... that's what's very helpful about the dog.
Yeah.
Very fast creature. And so he pushes a button to give you a line from the exit of Infrazig to the main core of Infrazig so they don't get lost. And that thing will shift and move depending on Event's position. So they're safe. They don't have to worry about navigating it. The line is showing them where to best go to avoid any kind of
He's just setting up
interruption.
their HUD.
Yes, that's what it is. And then he puts tells them that the scenario is now highlighted. The thing that you need to do with the line right to a highlighted thing once you pull off a panel, and then you take this object and you place it onto the vine, which is what he's describing.
Is that place highlighted where they need to put the object onto the vine? You know, like in video games.
The idea is once you push that button, the thing that they need to stick it on started glowing.
Oh, so the whole thing is glowing, not
No,
just...
but it's behind the panel. It's let me see.
He's not getting my joke, guys. He's not getting it.
No. I think I'm saying...
In video games, it highlights the same shape as the item you're supposed to put there. And that's what I see in my head right now.
Like when you walk up to a blast door and you're supposed to put the bomb there, there's a little bomb there.
Yeah, there's a little outline of a bomb.
It's more like the door is highlighted so you know where to put the bomb. And then he pushed another button and got some bottles that he labeled curative and put them in the bag.
Oh, so he's giving them potions.
Some potions.
Health potions.
In their bag.
In the bag.
With an assault rifle. And some food and drink in case, they get stranded or something.
Well, no, because Otto already packed that bag with food, drink, and the assault rifle.
And he's always going to want a snack anyway.
Tim loves his snackies.
The next chapter is a pretty big rush too, because they take care of this for Zig, and it goes fast.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Put on a black bag. He handed it to Otto, who swung it over his shoulders. Renner put his hand on Otto for him to open the portal, and the boys and their father. The boys and their father. And their fodder? Is their dad cannon fodder?
I think, yeah. I think he knows that now. The cannon fodder is apt.
The three men walked into the portal onto Infrazig. They go, into the bladder. Headed towards Infrazig. Little puppy with her snortings. She's kind of snoring. While the hooded does his clack-clacks. Clackety-clack.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Three men walked... Headed to a simple mission. I feel like that's... Is it simple?
Yeah.
Place bomb, run away.
Okay. So, in 1940s, in World War II, if you're going into an enemy encampment, and I need to place a bomb on a door, you need to know where the door is, how to get there, and then the troop movements. And if you don't have one of those, something bad's going to happen. Like, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And so, I gave it to them. It's a simple mission. Just go do it. Right? Just go get it done. And because Otto's there, they can portal out.
Yeah.
He's getting it. But sadly, their anchor is detached. They need to get a new one or something. Or get it fixed.
She just knocked unconscious.
Is she now? We'll have to see in the coming chapters. That was a good place to end, I think.
Recap.
Recap. All right. Let's go to...
Recap.
Right there. Too many mothers.
All right. brain just did a poop.
You know, I was realizing the men and the dog. I have a habit in here of forgetting about Bunker and Apostrophe, and I think when we go through it again,
so much
we're gonna have to go through it again and place them in the right places.
So much so you forgot a third character in there.
Katie.
Bunker, Apostrophe,
comma.
and comma.
Did I not say comma?
You did not say comma. You said Bunker and Apostrophe.
And comma. Yeah.
And comma.
Yeah, I'm not putting them in there as much as I want to, but I have put them in the places they need to be. So I'm going to avoid filler, but I need to add them in there because they're characters in their own right. And they have a voice. Like, I need to, like on the Last Good Days and Living in the Stars, you know, I don't need to have them there. They can be taken care of by Zig.
Mm-hmm.
But where were they in the previous one with the girls? Are they just still on Zig?
They're just always on Zig.
You know, there's an interesting scene I may have missed.
Uh-oh.
An interesting scene about a couple of sugar gliders and a cat. Maybe that's why they're in the plan. They have them in their pocket, and you could add a beneficial effect of the tracer pill is that it can still continue to communicate with animals.
Maybe.
And then I can show them confronting the cat.
No, that's later.
Scene. No, the cat comes back, but the cat, they don't know why the cat's there. They don't. It's just a cat. It's like more like they're looking down at the sensors and they don't see any other wildlife. Just a cat and then the people that are relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And the cat's important, so I wrote it in. The problem is, it doesn't show its importance anywhere. And I think that if comma and apostrophe were to like scare the cat away somewhere, it would signal to the girls that the cat might mean something in the future. Does that make sense? And I don't think I've added that in here.
Yes, but this cat wouldn't be scared away by sugar gliders so much as want to chase them and eat them.
Maybe that's all it is then, yeah. Maybe there's something important about that. Getting the cat's vision away. And that's why the sugar gliders are there. I need to put them in there because they're adorable and sweet.
And important.
And underutilized. Bunker's a little more utilized.
Bunker's got muscles.
He's got muscles and he's got a she. We keep saying he, but Bunker is a she.
I never say he.
I guess I say he. I'm sorry. I don't know.
I call Bunker by Bunker.
Bunker.
It's not he, she. It's Bunker.
It's a big dog.
It's a big doggo. All right. So first thing that happens is infiltration. Incipient infiltration. And that's not how you spell either. Auto in position.
I can't spell, and you can't speak. Isn't this a great combo? Luckily for us, computers help with both. Well, they help me.
All right. I kind of don't want this to be the line where we say a second mom or a third mom, a third mom, maybe even a fourth mom.
Another mom. But incipient infiltration. This isn't from the mother yet. Because incipient means it's about to happen. It isn't happening yet. None of the things are happening. So once the infiltration, I learned that word from Archer, and they use a different word because incipient's the right one.
Right.
What's the word they were gonna use?
In progress?
In progress? Yeah, infiltration in progress. That's what it is.
Well, I was going to say creepy metal child runs and a metal sword swings.
Infiltration by way of creepy child.
Infiltration, by the way.
Infiltration is spelled wrong, and it's right there above it. I still can't get it right. It's a big, complicated word. And I don't spell anymore. I just right-click and click the right one that I'm trying to get to.
Okay, instead of saying too many moms, just say how many moms. How many moms are there? Izzy says 2 moms. Is there 4 moms? Is there 4 moms?
Blotty.
Blotty. Blotty blah. Saves. Bloody horror. Hurt. Hurts. Hannah. 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 The men cut off.
Oh.
Yeah, no. The men go to cut off. Infra zig. Okay.
Don't you love it when you read slowly? And wrong multiple times. Wrong because I'm typing wrong.
Incipient infiltration. Auto and position. Incipient.
Meaning it's about to happen. It isn't happening yet, but man, it's
infiltration.
Close. Next thing.
Auto and position. Infiltration by way of creepy middle child. Izzy saves both moms. Bloody horror hurts Hannah, and the men go to cut off Infrazig.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
We love you very much. Stay safe out there in this harsh world.
Night night.
Bye.
Bye.